Do you want to know how to flip houses just completely on autopilot without having to spend any money and be able to generate 3 to 5 deals a month with doing like stupid minimal work? Hey, what is going on, everyone? Devin Knupp here, back at you with a brand new video. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about when you should hire a virtual assistant and implement them in your business. And the reason I started a little bit is because this is actually the 11th video that I've made today, and I'm just really stockpiling a bunch of videos. But anyways, how to hire a virtual assistant. Once you hire them, what should they do inside of your business? And this one, it kind of a little bit just varies person to person, but I'm just going to speak on general terms. Kind of everybody has their own system, and I really recommend that you kind of just develop your own system based off of what works for you, what skill sets that you have, and kind of how it works in that sense. So if you don't know, a VA, virtual assistant, basically it's going to be somebody in your company that's going to be either doing a lot of like the admin work inside of your company, so basically running a lot of like the customer relationship management tools, or even possibly cold calling for you, or even just like following up with leads. It really varies. You can have them do a lot of different things, or you can even have them do what's called scraping a list, where basically you send them a list that needs to be organized appropriately, because a lot of counties just send in the wrong type of list. And with this, they can really help save you a lot of time, because like one list we had to scrape, it took like a combined 16 hours to do. So with this, obviously, if 16 hours is a lot of time to invest into scraping a list. And so you definitely want to outsource something like this out to somebody, no matter where you are at in the stage of the business. And so with this, as far as like a virtual assistant, a lot of people usually go out to like the Philippines to hire them, which honestly, the easiest way to find a virtual assistant is to just Google, or not Google, go into Facebook and go into some sort of like real estate wholesaling group, or some sort of real estate entrepreneur groups in general as well, and just say that you're looking for a virtual assistant, and you should have a ton of people reaching out to you. I did this a couple times, and I get like 20 people a post like that are virtual assistants looking for work. It's not too hard. Otherwise, you can look for people on like websites like Upwork. I don't know about Fiverr, but you may be able to find a virtual assistant on Fiverr.com, and you can hire them that way. But basically, you're hiring out the work that you just don't want to do, that you're like just not as good at really, and it's just a lot of like $10 an hour work. You don't want to be doing all the $10 an hour work inside of your business. You want to be focusing on the $1,000 an hour work. And so kind of with that principle in mind, you can kind of figure out what you need to do from there. And with this as well, like really the focus is just automating your business and making it so that way you're like less hands off, and a lot of like I said, like before, like a lot of admin work, cold calling, all that type of stuff. It can be just completely hands off, and all you have to do is just manage or just make sure that everything is running smoothly. And so when should you hire a virtual assistant? It really depends, but I would say after you've done like, it depends on the tasks that you need done. If it's something like scraping, you're just getting really crappy lists and you need them all organized and the right data in place, then I would recommend you hire one no matter what stage you are in. Obviously, it just depends on your budget. But really, at the end of the day, I really recommend that you just reinvest a lot of the money that you make. So if you make 10K on a deal, I would just reinvest like as much as you can, like that you can live off of and leave behind on you. Just and once you do a deal, I would just kind of expect to do a deal a month and just have that kind of mindset. So if you need about $2,000 to live off of, keep 2,000 and spend the other 8,000, just reinvest it back into the company, whether it be through more marketing strategies or hiring a virtual assistant, and just kind of just use your money appropriately. But obviously, if you're getting started, it's gonna be a lot harder to scrape the money together for a virtual assistant. So I recommend you at least do a couple deals first and then hire one. With this though, like I said, it really depends on what you need done. If you need a cold caller just actively bringing in leads into your business, then you're gonna have to hire someone that has pretty good English and kind of understands the American culture, because it's a lot different than a lot of other places, especially places like Costa Rica and the Philippines. And so you need to really just kind of illustrate this kind of like practice that you're looking for your wholesaling business when it comes to a cold caller. Now, other admin work and all that type of stuff, obviously that's a pretty mindless task. It's just a matter of like copy and pasting stuff, or that's about it. So if it comes to more of like the admin work and all that type of stuff, or scraping lists, it's not that big of a deal. You just got to really try to find someone that's willing to put in the work, which a lot of these people in these countries like Costa Rica, and I can't even remember the other country I said earlier. I have a bad memory right now. But anyways, yeah, you just those people just like, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Usually for someone outside of the country, outside of the states that you're hiring, it's usually about like $5 an hour is like a pretty good salary out there. That's kind of like a $10 an hour out here basically for them. And so like $5 an hour is a pretty decent salary. And so it's pretty easy to hire someone for stupid cheap. But I don't really recommend that you hire someone in your business if you're not ready. You don't want to hire somebody and then just fire them just because you're not ready. I would personally feel guilty about doing something like that. But just gotta kind of think like they have a life too. They're a person too. Hiring and firing process doesn't get any easier no matter what country you're in. And so kind of really understand this and that concept, and just imagine like you're in their shoes and how you would handle things if you were being hired onto a company like this. So make sure that like you're ready for it, and just really try to just build a relationship with this virtual assistant. And usually you can just kind of get them to do like small tasks here and there, pay them hourly for it, and then possibly get them onto a salary, or start moving them up in the company, doing more work for you, and getting them into a better position as they start to like prove themselves to you that they can actually put in the work and get the results done. That's one of the problems that I ran into when I was hiring virtual assistants out of the country. It was just it was a little bit of the language barrier, not too much. That wasn't the biggest deal. It was mainly just like trying to hire somebody and manage them is honestly a difficult task. And you need to really develop like a system, and like you need to be very specific on what they're doing. Have some sort of like data library of like what the employee does in this position. So not only just so that way they know what to do and they're doing the things that you ask them, but on top of that, let's say that something happens to them and you got to hire someone new. You don't want someone to just be hired on skill-based for an hourly position, because if you're doing that, then once they're gone, if they have to leave for some sort of reason, it's going to be very hard to find someone at that skill or better. And just on top of that, expect this person, whoever you hire, when it comes to any sort of hiring, expect them to like maximum be able to do 90% of the skill that you have in the job as time goes on. But with this as well, just understand like how much time you're saving. And yeah, they may not be as good as you are, or like get you exactly what you want. But think of it this way: you're saving so much more time hiring this person versus you actually investing your own time into them doing this. And so this is like one area that I am like currently working on, is outsourcing stuff. And I'm just gonna be completely transparent with you guys, and I'm not gonna kind of like fake any of this. So like when it comes to this automating stuff, I'm like all about it, and that's what I'm really working on. But kind of take my advice with a little bit of a grain of salt. So I can give you guys like what I know so far, but on top of that, you're gonna have to kind of figure it out just a little bit yourself. I know I've had to hire, and I've had to bring on and let people go multiple times, and so I've had a lot of failures with this is what I'm saying. And so I've had experience, and I understand kind of like the pros and cons and all that type of stuff. It's just a matter of getting like a working pure system that just runs on autopilot is what I'm working on, and I just want you guys to understand that. So anyways, just take massive imperfect action. Don't hire somebody unless you are actually ready to bring that person on into your life, into your business. And then on top of that, just really systemize everything. That's one of the biggest mistakes that I've made with hiring people. That's why I've had to let people go, is because I didn't know clearly defined like in writing exactly what I wanted. I just knew I wanted certain tasks done, but I didn't like have clear parameters some of the times on exactly what that would look like. And that's hard to describe to somebody, especially if they live in a different country than you do. And so you're gonna have to put it all into a system basically. And videos is a good way to do it, or even just have like a library. And if you can do like screen recordings of a lot of computer tasks, that would be perfect and probably the best bet. And then record your face if you have like any other commentary you want to add to a training video. That's really what I recommend. It's like building a course, but it's just like for the sole purpose of your business. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you want to see more videos like this, smash the like button. And if you haven't already, join the club of, I think we're at like 2,600 subscribers. Actually, this video is going to come out like a week after I record it, so I don't know what we'll be at. Probably like 2,700, 2,800. Let's help me reach to 3K subs. I don't know if we've already hit it yet, but anyways, hit the subscribe button down below if you haven't. Make sure you smash the notification bell, and like always, I am uploading every day, so I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.